Welcome. I'm back on the river. Today's episode is going to be a little different. Instead of driving hours north, I'm only about a half hour away from my house. I'm in western New Hampshire. Usually I don't give the names, but this is the Surrey River. There's not a ton of gold in here, so if you're just local in the area and want to come down and try to test pan for some, that's fine. There's no way there's going to be a mad rush to get here because it's just not a lot of gold. But since I've improved that power washer and can run a lot more material, it's made me realize that a mistake I used to make and a lot of prospectors used to make, and it's the fact that we don't run enough material when we start out. We'll come on a river, look for the inside bend, the obvious one, but then we'll just do a quick shovelful, pan it, find nothing, and just assume the river has no gold. But as you get more experienced, you realize, unless you're in a really hot area of gold, but you got to run a lot of volume. You may have to run a full 5-gallon bucket just to get a couple specks. It's just the way it is. Gold isn't as abundant as all the YouTubers make it seem that it's so easy to pull out of the ground. So this video will showcase, I'm going to just run a little more material since, like I said, I can run faster in an area that's not really known for gold. So in theory, if I run a bunch of buckets, I should get pretty decent gold, where if I was just to do one pan, I wouldn't find anything. And that's actually happened a few times where I've did a sample pan, got nothing, and I was about to leave, then I'm like, I'm going to set up the Goldbox, I'm just going to run a bucket or two. And sure enough, as soon as I emptied that Goldbox, there was about 10, 20 specks, or sometimes even bigger flakes in there that I would have missed. So, just a look on the river. It's hard to see, but I'm going to give another pointer besides just looking for an inside bend. This is stuff I look for that really helps me out finding gold spots. I'm not saying there's gold here or abundance of it, but this is what I'm going to look for. It's hard to see because of the greenage of the trees. But there is a long straightaway which you want to look for. It's nice to have inside bends. Yeah, you're going to find gold. But if you can find an inside bend on a super long straightaway, that means during the flood, all that momentum is picking up every little speck. And as soon as it hits this inside corner, it's gonna disperse it. Let me scoot out a little. Another great feature, which isn't always the case, is having a massive rock on the inside bend. Let me get on the other side. This acts as a major riffle during a massive flood. And believe it or not, I've been here when this river is flooding. It is probably feet over this rock. So that's a perfect riffle. I don't know if you can see it. The water is actually swirling back around. It's creating like a backdraft effect. But another thing I like to look for, and this is just recent, I started noticing this. I don't know if I can capture this on the camera. So we got an inside bend, that's a positive. We got a big rock, that's a positive. But if you notice too, it's narrow up there, and then as soon as it gets on the inside bend, it widens. It actually splits here and widens out to two rivers, or two separate flows. What that does is create you get a high pressure with that narrow band of water coming down, hits the inside bend, and it creates a massive low pressure. It doesn't look like it, but this would be a huge low pressure point during a flood. Which means the gold is going to instantly drop out. Because even though the water is, say, 10 feet above, that gold isn't floating on top of that water. It's the heaviest thing in that water. It's skimming the bottom, waiting for that perfect moment to drop out. And this is like a perfect storm. Inside bend, big rock, opens way up, almost double in width, to create a super massive low pressure zone. And we even have a bigger rock out there, which is, it's too deep, I can't get anywhere close to that. So in theory, if there's gold coming down this river during a flood, this is the hot spot. Up here is most likely going to be light flower gold, and I'm trying to look for something a little more than that. But I don't know if you can see, you have the sandy material, and then it splits right here, and you got a lot more cobble coming in. That's where I want to try digging, and I actually got a few big rocks here that have dropped out too. So I want to try digging around these bigger area where the cobble is to try to find more decent size gold pieces. Like I said, there could be gold in here. I was actually seeing a lot of garnet circling over. Hopefully you can see this. See the garnet? That's just depositing naturally, just in this little pressure point. Actually, I can see it. It's all through here. Garnet is actually pretty heavy. I never realized that until I really get into prospecting. Garnet is always with your black sands. It's right up there in weight. So when you start seeing a bunch of garnet like this, it's actually a good indication. So I may do some a bucket or so out here. But if you have a mega force pushing gold here, it's going to take a lot of energy to force it back around here. So not saying it can't be there, but it's more unlikely. It's going to be on the edge of this where I'm seeing the larger cobblestone. You see down here. That's where I want to dig. And like I said, I got a few rocks here that have dropped off. So that's where I'm going to start. So today's mission, I got the final version of the power wash. I want to just give it one last test, but also I'm just going to run a ton of material in an area that doesn't have much gold to try to find a bunch of gold. And that's pretty much what you have to do as prospecting. I wish it was easy as just doing a quick pan, having a bunch of colors in there, but it's not like on TV or like some of the YouTubers that are in areas where it's really abundant gold. This is more realistic for what people have to deal with. But still, just an amazing, even if I don't find anything, I already won. I don't know what it is with water, and maybe it's just me, but it's just something being on flowing water just calms me right down. When you have an ADD, active mind, this is better than any drug man can make. So, enough jibber jabbering. Let me get digging. I wanna see if I can get some gold out of this river. All right, I only got a couple hours to be on this river, so let the games begin. That is working great. All right, let's get processing some material. I'll fast forward through this to save some time. I'm sure you're all just interested in the end results, which I am too. Another thing these big rocks work good as is, this place is full of mosquitoes, so it works for a great back scratcher. Man, does that feel good. Why did God create mosquitoes? Oh yeah. Whew. Now I'm good. Alright, let's do the clean out. Hopefully this is a good position where you can see it happening. Seen a lot of garnet, so that's good. Sure, looks good. Hopefully there's some gold in here. Just one piece, that's all I want. Well, I want more, but I don't want to have nothing. Come on, gold. Sure, it looks good, but that might, yeah, maybe a little small speck. That sucks. I guess I'm gonna try another spot then. The things you find in the woods. In this case, on the side of a river. This is a swimming hole, so I'm assuming the kids set up a little, I don't know what you want to call it. I think that's a candle. And you got a little house. I didn't notice it because I walked over them when I came down, but I got a little play set. So other people are having fun here, even if you don't find gold. All right, I decided I dug right here behind that rock, nothing. So I'm gonna dig to the side of it, right around here. See if there's any difference. There's been multiple times I moved over a foot or two from a spot I wasn't getting gold, and then bang, tons of gold. So let's see. That'll have to do it. I think I'm down to bedrock. That was brutal. Hopefully it's good. Bucket 3. Get a piece of lead, so at least that's out of the water. But I think I'm running out of time, unfortunately, so I'm probably gonna do this a 2-day thing. I'll come back tomorrow, but it'll be seconds for here. But I am gonna try just one random one right here and then call it a day for today. And like I said, I'll come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a nice day. I want to go further down where I have found gold. I'm getting skunked here. It could be further out in the open there, and I have to get the hip waders out for that stuff. Maybe that'll be another video in the future if I do start ending up finding some gold. But let me dig right here, run it, and then I'll let you know what I find. And for the last bucket, nothing. A lot of garnet, but nothing. I wish garnet had some value. I'd be a millionaire. This thing worked good. I'm really liking the final design. You'll be seeing that on the website real soon. Actually, even when I post this video, it might be up for sale. So keep an eye on my website. And just like that, it's a couple days later. I'm about a half a mile down from where I was digging on another inside bend. I'm actually surprised. I mean, I did 4 buckets up there and nothing. I was kind of shocked. I know there's gold up there because I've gotten gold about a half mile above, and I've gotten gold here, so there has to be gold there, but it's probably further out in the deeper water, so I might have to wait till the water drops down. But right now I got a hole going right there. I got 2 buckets ready to fill, so let me get to this. So I'm gonna keep digging until I find some gold. If I have to, I'll go more in there. There's another rock right by where the Goldbox is set up that looks pretty decent, or maybe I'll move out. One thing a lot of people don't think about when they're on a river, and I'll give another tip, is on an inside bend especially, 1,000 years ago, maybe when the gold was deposited here, or even a couple hundred years ago, the water's over here now. It could have been here, and every flood, it erodes a little more, erodes a little more, erodes a little more, and works its way out. So where I'm setting up could have been the middle of an inside bend, or it could have been on the outer edge, you know, thousands of years ago, and just through erosion and heavy flooding, it's always, the water wants to go straight, so it's going to keep forcing its way over. Even if there's a rock wall, it's just going to keep chipping at that and work its way over. So you kind of got to be a little detective. And where I am could have been where the gold was deposited a long time ago, even though it's way in on the inside bend. But let's start digging. I'm ready to try to find something. All right, let's do this. I already pulled out some of the bigger rocks to help get down. It's getting really tight packed in there, so this is going to take a little while, but with the magic of fast forward editing, it'll only be seconds for you. All right, let's see what's in the buckets. Hopefully this is a good angle. You can see me cleaning it out in real time. Lot of garnet. All right, let's see what we got. Here, let's get you in view. See all the nice garnet in there? This place is crazy. Gold. I think I see a piece. Oh, looks like I should get a couple. Look at this one. It'll show up. You seeing that? Where are you? Right there. Check that out. That's pretty good. Let me clean this up a little better, then I'll show you what we got. But I'm excited. I finally found a piece of gold. Check it out. I can get it to focus good. There's a speck right there, so three pieces. Block the sun. There we go. That's a big piece right there. I'm actually surprised to see something that big there. But that was 6 buckets to get that. Again, look at this garnet. Isn't that the coolest thing? You can see from my tailings. The amount of garnet in this stream is just killer. Look at that. Pink. That goes to show you just don't know where the gold is. I mean, this is a mild inside bend, and I was able to dig down almost 3 feet behind this rock and get a few pieces. Where I was up further, which I thought was better looking, and I couldn't find anything. I know there's gold up there, but it's probably in a different spot. But this is the point of the video. You just gotta run volume. If I had to pan that'd be an all-day process. It'd be kind of fun because it is still nice on the river. It definitely helps having equipment, but again, I can't stress enough, if you're prospecting a river, volume. At least 5 buckets worth to give you a good indication. Not all in one spot, move around a few times. I did 4 up there and then 2 here, and I was able to find the gold. But I could have dug a couple feet over and hit nothing again, and I would have had to keep digging maybe 8-10 buckets. So that's how much work you're willing to put into it. But if you're in an area where there's not a lot of gold, you do got to work for it. I mean, as good as those specs are, I kind of want to dig more, but that was really a lot of work. I might actually, just for the hell of it, before I go, do a bucket or 2 in a few different spots, and maybe come back here at another time. But I just wanted to stress the reality of finding gold's tough, unless you're in an area like Alaska or something like that, where it's just so abundant, anybody can find it. This is the reality. It's you got to work to get it. A lot of that doesn't show off in the YouTube videos because people want to see gold, so they fast forward through a whole days of digging to show, 20-30 specs. It's a lot of work, but I hope you enjoyed it. A little different video. I'm testing out the power washer a little more. That is for sale on the website. If you're watching this video, it's up for sale. And I'm always testing the Goldbox to see how much faster I can run the material. And the thing, it just catches gold. It doesn't seem like you can do anything wrong with that. It's just amazing. But until next time, get out on the river. It's incredible. I'm actually on 20 hours of sleep, and this is my caffeine right now. I'm wide awake and ready to keep digging. I did have some caffeine earlier, but this is my second dose of caffeine. It's just amazing. And again, this is only about 35 minutes from my house. It doesn't take much just to get out and have a little adventure. I wish it was gold closer to my house, but this is probably the closest that I've so far found gold. If you want to see more of these videos of just true prospecting, put it down in the comments, and I'll just keep randomly testing rivers. And I mean, a lot of times I may get skunked. It may be a total bust, but if that's what you want to see, I'll put it up, because that's the reality. Not every river is a home run, and you got to do a little research. The reason I chose this place is I think it's maybe 3/4 of a mile over that way, over the hill. There's an old gold claim from like 17 or 1800s. It didn't last long, but somebody in the area found gold to stake a claim, so that's why I decided to come out on this river. And then I'd always see just the beaches full of garnet, which is always a great sign. So sure enough, it took some work, and I just kept digging, and then finally I started finding the gold. But it's down deep, so this was deposited a long time ago. I mean, what the camera doesn't show is how hard it is to dig down. If anybody's dug in a river, especially in the Northeast, moving these granite boulders, it's hard work. It's fun, but it's hard work. So until next time, let's just get out, enjoy nature when you can. You can't take life for granted. It's very short. No regrets. Until next time.